17, let's start with that. I'm going to use the 20th verse, John 17:20. Oh, here it is. This is Jesus now. This is Jesus' prayer. He's about to go to the cross. This is Jesus' prayer for his disciples and as well as believers to come. I do not pray for these alone, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they all may be one, as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that you sent me. And the glory which you gave me, I have given them, that they may be one just as we are. In them and you and me, that they may be made perfect in one, and the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them as you have loved me. I want to talk about this prayer. It's easy. I'd rather, when it comes to God, I'd rather focus on my vertical relationship with him and that alone. I think it would be easier to just focus on just when it's just me and him. And I think a part of our Christianity has become lopsided in the sense that we like to just spend time, right, on our vertical relationship or our vertical connection to God. But our faith in God is like a cross. It got to go up and it got to go out as well. So it's not only just how my vertical relationship is, God also judges me based on how my horizontal relationship is. Meaning, it's challenging to say how much I love God, right? But I'm nasty to people that I'm connected to. Meaning, it should be a correlation, right, between what I believe in my relationship with God and then the connectivity to how I deal and treat others and treat humanity, right? So the horizontal is intended for us not to just be a relationship with him, but to be a relationship with each other, right? And the relationship is what we call the God community. Meaning, Jesus and God does not desire for any of us to be alone in relationship to God. One of the things that we got to fight back against in post-modernity and in this modern time is people love to do Jesus by themselves. They love the internet, they love to do online, they love to do Facebook Live. But the challenge is that, and I'm a proponent for doing those things, I'm not against those. But the challenge is you can have what we call an isolated faith, right? That's what's wrong with this generation now. They're so disconnected from people that you can be at a table with people texting back and forth and never have any relational connectivity. Okay? That has now bridged itself into the church, where now people just say, I'll do Jesus, but I won't do church. I'll do God, but I'm gonna do God by myself. God has never meant, He's never intended for you. Now, hear me. Your salvation is individualistic, meaning you must get saved individualistically, but He saves you to be a part of the God community. Okay? All right, let's look at a little word so I can fight against the singularness that we try to. Go to Genesis 2, verse 18. Now this is critical because if it seems like anybody can make it with our community, it should be Adam, right? Because at this particular point, Adam has everything he needs in the particular garden. God has furnished it. He has called him to be fruitful and multiply. And it seems that if there's anybody else that can be by themselves, or if there's a type of disconnected community, it should be here. Because Adam has a relationship with God. He has a relationship to the point with God. They're in constant fellowship. So you see here that he has a vertical relationship with him, right? But then he comes in and says, and the Lord God said, it's not good that man should be alone, right? He's telling Adam, do y'all see that? Okay, good. So what he's referring to Adam is, he's saying, Adam, listen, I know you have a vertical relationship with me. He says, but in all actuality, that's not the ingredient that's good for you. What you need to be is you need to be in community or with connected to someone else, because the test of our relationship is not me and you alone. But the test of our relationship is how you take what me and you have and affect someone else. Are you with me here? Go to Hebrews chapter 10. 10:24 through 25. Now watch this. This is critical. Now we're talking about dealing with people now. We're talking about shoe leather faith, right? And let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. What he's saying is, don't forsake getting together, but you got to do it when you come together. You got to do it by esteeming others and loving them the way they need to be loved. So he's suggesting now, don't forsake it, because it'll be the temptation to do so. Go to Matthew 18. And there's just some things that are better done together. It's just that simple. Go to Matthew 18. 18 and verse 19 and 12. Say, I have the word. All right, here it is. Again, I say to you that if two of you agree on earth concerning anything that you ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. Watch what he says. Now, we misuse this verse. We just use this verse to justify when people don't come to church. So what we say, if only two of us are gathered, that's not true. That's not what it's meaning. It doesn't mean just have service with only two people. The point of this verse is not to qualify that nobody came to church. The point is he's suggesting, watch what he says, for there 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, I'm there in the midst of them. What he's suggesting is that when the group gets together, there's a power that happens in community that can never happen by yourself. Woo, that's good stuff right there. And so now Satan is very crafty, people of God. He is crafty. He is slick. And one of the things he does, and I see it in church life, I see it in family life, I see it in anything that God is trying to pull off something magnanimous, is he'll create distractions to make you feel like you can do it by yourself. Now, come on now. And you and I both know there's moments in our life where we just want to say, I just want to be me, myself, and I. And God is saying, I empower community. I empower when people get together as the Christ community. Are you with me here? Now watch this. Here's the rub. Here's the rub. It's easy to love the universal church, right? I love the church as long as it don't have people in it. Right? I've been pastoring 20-something years. I love the church. It's a different to say, I love the people in the pews. Huh? And oftentimes we get in love with the concept, but hate the people that's in the pews. Y'all, come on now. Stop now. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Are you with me? Because it's easier to love the building, because the building don't do anything against you. But the people in the pews is different. Watch this. He expects the community of the church to be a counterculture community, distinct and different from the world. Meaning that our community in the church needs to resemble characteristics and principles that are different than that of the world. Okay, now you're looking at me funny. Let me give you some Bible on that. Jesus said, let me tell you how you're going to know you my disciples. You think Jesus would say, they're going to know you my disciples by how much you praise me. Right? That's the more pragmatic approach. No, they're going to know you my disciples by your love for one another, which suggests to me it's hard to keep loving people in the pews. Okay, let me put myself on the table because y'all more spiritual than me. It's hard to keep loving folk in your house sometimes. It's hard. You gotta work at it. Because you know why? Because when people's lives see the problem is when people's lives get together, we get to see the best and worst of each other. And so it's easy to love when it's the best of an individual. But strong Christian faith says, when you show me the worst, the Christian thing to do is to still love you at the best. That's grown folk spirituality. Okay? Now let's look at this particular verse here. Now, oftentimes, go to John 17. Now, this is interesting prayer because now Jesus is praying this prayer as he's about to go to the cross. It's different from the Lord's Prayer because now he is praying the will and plan. Watch what this verse says. Oh my God, I love this verse. Look, John 17:20. What it says? You got to be. You don't carry no Bible anymore. You just carry the phone. Oh, okay. Okay, I wish they use the phone Bible. You're getting cute on me now. Come on now. I ain't been going to Bible study that long. Here it is. Watch what the word says. I do not pray for these alone. He's talking to his 12 disciples, right? I don't pray for these alone, but also for those who will believe in me through their word. You see that? You see that? Watch this now. Jesus, at this point, has already prayed for himself, right? He now shifts the prayer to the disciples, and in the midst of the prayer, he's asking for his disciples while being betrayed by Judas, you with me? While Peter acting like he's the best thing since sliced bread, and in the midst of this, he says, now let me take some time and let me now pray for the disciples. Now watch this. He doesn't leave it there. He says, I want to pray, not asking for them alone, but for all those who will believe. He shifts the particular prayer to now not just the 12, but now he switches it. This word believing is present perfect tense, where now he's saying, I want to also pray for those who come after them. Are you with me here? He is now saying, I'm looking at these 12 or 11 disciples, because Judas is about to cut out of them, and I don't just see them 11. I also see Chad, Crawford, are you with me here, and Alpha Baptist Worship Center, because I see all of them who in the future will believe. Are you with me here? What Jesus is saying to us now is he said, wait a minute, I didn't just put this thing together, knee-jerk. I've had you on my mind since the beginning. Y'all missed that right there. Come on now, y'all, I ain't been going that long. Jesus was praying for you before you was born. You didn't just get here and surprise God. God said, I've been interceding for you before you hit your mother's womb. So the reason why you can walk around with some spiritual confidence is because I prayed for you before you got here because I knew you was coming. Are you with me here? Okay, let me give you an example. Some of us know, when you have kids, you didn't wait for them to get here to start preparing. Huh? When God gets me, bless me with a grandchild, you gonna know. You gonna know. I'm have stuff in, come on, Crawford, y'all know I ain't lying. You got stuff in the back seat. Come on, talk to me here. You start buying this, come on, Sister Fallon, you know I ain't lying. Because you start preparing ahead of time. And God says the reason why you ought to have confidence in your Christian experience is because I didn't wait for you to get here to start planning for you to be here. I planned for you to be here before you even hit your mother's womb. Oh God, that's good news right there. That's good. Because you know what it does? It takes out this thought that I'm just this by chance thing that got saved. No. I was chosen, you were chosen before the foundations of the world. That means that God knew the stuff that was going to get at you. And he already prepared you, come on here, to handle the drama. Look at that and say, you can handle the drama. Tell them. You can handle the drama. You're prepared to handle the drama. God knew the drama was going to come before he put you here. Are you with me here? There's this painting in France, in Brazil, France. And the painting is so large that wherever you look in the area, the painting is looking at you. Whatever area you look, the painting eyes are just focused on. And it's a big picture of Jesus. It's the biggest picture in the world of Jesus. Wherever you look, your eyes are, you be in the tavern getting a beer. You look at y'all cry. Y'all say, watch now. Eating the knockwurst. Come on, talk to me here. The eyes is looking. You be shopping in Peru, getting some perfume cologne out of You trying to go to the red light district. Y'all quiet, look at y'all like that. God loves you so much, he's always looking at you. He's always looking. That's how come it might catch you by surprise. But it never catches him by surprise. It's almost like, I remember when I had Chazzy, it wears off after the second child, the first child. First child, you get love, second child, you drop them off, whoever called you. You don't know the person, but you want to make it sense. You don't know that last name. You don't know that last name, you drop them off. But I remember when I just had Chazzy, when I just looked at her. I just gave, make sure I was looking. I was looking at amazement, how beautiful she was. I was looking, this is my daughter. And I was also looking at, she don't put nothing in her mouth, she don't choke. You know what I mean? I'm looking at she's sleeping right. You ain't a real parent, you go the whole year, don't sleep nothing. Sleep. You know what sleep, you don't know. Because I'm looking, I love her so much, I gotta keep looking at her. God loves us so much, he just keeps looking. You wanna know how you made it out of the accident? Because God was looking. You know why you don't get mad when people don't treat you right? Calm down. God's looking. And everywhere you go, God is looking at you. Because he's in love with you. Watch this now. Let's keep digging. Now this is the prayer he prays. Watch what he prays. Verse 21. That they may be one, as your Father are in me and I in you, that they also would be one in us, that the world might believe that you sent me. Watch this now. Out of all the things Jesus prays, or could pray, when he's about to leave the city, this is what he asks God to do for them. He could have asked them, God, to do anything. He could have said, Lord, give them healing power. Lord, give them the power to overthrow Rome. This is what the prayer was. Lord, hook them up with the same thing that we and you got. Make them as close as we are together. And I couldn't understand this for life. I couldn't understand this. I couldn't understand this for life. And then it hit me. This is what the Lord was doing. Watch what he was doing. So, it's 7 of us. 7 of us. I'm the baby. And there's a big age span, like I said, 13-year age span from me to Nick. So when I grew up, my mom and dad was getting money. When other siblings grew up, they were struggling. Needless to say, I'm a favorite. Needless to say, I'm a little bit more spoiled than they are. Right? And because of that, because of the age difference, there's some, friction. We don't flow as a unified body. Because one of the oldest, my oldest brother, 20 years from me, he think we all not eat nothing but hot dogs and you understand what I'm saying? There's a different flow. But as my father was passing, this is what he said to us. This is what I need y'all to do. As I'm departing, I need y'all to get together. Well, why did he say that? You know why? Because he knew we didn't need to be that close as long as he was there. Because we could depend on him to keep us together. Are you with me here? But he understood that once he rolled out, that we would need each other. Y'all with me here? To make it through the difficult days. What he's trying to tell the disciples is, Lord, get them on one accord. Because there's some stuff coming that the only way they can make it is if they stick together. Oh, God, I'm preaching better than y'all respond. And see, what we need to understand, people of God, God gives us each other to help us get through hell and high water. Are you with me here? So this prayer of wonder, watch this now. Watch what it says. Now, all through philosophy, all throughout the ages, This theme of oneness has been a theme that the ancient world has always wrestled with. You with me? Philosophers of the ancient world thought that a shared community can happen if a leader captures another group, right? So a lot of exploitation came, right? Because they thought if I can capture a group, I can make the group what I want it to be, and then it becomes oneness. Are you with me here? Then you have people that thought that if we're one because we have the same humanness, right? So because we're all human, that the human data should make us one. But we understand that that's not the case because people don't see people as the same. So if I see myself or see you as a lesser man, if I see you as a lesser person because of skin color, or a lesser person because of size or economical status, then we're not one, we're fractured. Because in my hierarchical system, I think of myself better than you because I might live in a different address code, right? So humanity in and of itself is not enough. Then we just said, can we be one philosophy where we can just be in a happy world? We're just gonna be one because we all happy together. And so the world tries to make us one. Especially now in this generation now, they try to make the whole world, if you ever study the banking system, the problem with the banking system is they're trying to make it one world banking system that exploits foreign countries and takes their own natural resources and sells them back to them. All right, that's the problem. But God said, none of that makes you one. The only way that you can be one is true unity comes from Jesus Christ. And it only comes by understanding the relationship between God the Father and God the Son. Ooh, I feel like working tonight. Right? We believe in the Trinity. Somebody say the Trinity. The Trinity is the foundation of one of our faith. It's the pinnacle. It's the belief that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are three gods. No. They're what? Right? They're one God. They're not three different gods. We're monotheistic in our expression and belief. But they're different. It's not uniformity, it's unity. Because, and I'll get to that a little later, because some people think unity is just when we dress alike. Huh? Just because you dress alike don't mean y'all gonna be married forever. Hello? You ever see somebody that always dress alike? Everywhere they go, they got matching t-shirts, matching socks. that don't keep hell off. That's uniformity. But the Trinity is where you see one, you see the other. Huh? What Jesus said? Y'all want to see the Father? You just looked at me when you saw me. Huh? He's saying we so close. You can't get the one without saying the other. Are you with me? And see, some of y'all know this. Now here's a weaker, because to explain the Trinity, your analogies will always miss something because of the perfectness of the triune community, right? But you and I both know that you can be with somebody and know them so well, you can finish their sentences. You can know somebody so well, you can say, don't say that to them. Because if you say that to them, they're going to say this to you. No, listen to what I'm saying. If you say that, then they're going to say this. And then when you say that, they're going to say this, and this. You know why? Because when you know somebody so well, you can know just what they're going to have to come. Right? And God is saying, me and the Father are so connected that we don't let things get in the way of our agenda. So much so, Jesus never said in the Bible he's come to do his will. Never. I've come to do the will of my Father, which is in, come on, talk to me. Right? So the imagery that we get is that of a circle within 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 a circle. So intertwined, so interchangeable. Mutually together, bound together by love. Because we can't be unified. And this stuff, now we got, I hear church folk come up with some crazy slogans I've ever heard in my life. Have you ever heard this? I like them, but I don't love them. Where'd that come from? I work with them, but I ain't gonna like them. No, that's not the Bible. That's you. No. The Bible says, if I got to love my enemy, y'all quiet tonight. Did y'all take some NyQuil or something? So if I got to love my enemy, you know I got to love people in my own distant family. And the only way we do that is to be one. Watch where we go. We're going somewhere. Help me get there. Watch this. True unity comes from Christ, just as I am in you and you are in me. Another circle is not uniform, it's unity, right? Meaning, watch this. Unity is not us just being in uniform. Okay? Because we have mastered being in uniform. Okay? Meaning, just because we wear black for communion don't mean we're unified. That just means we got on the same color. Am I making sense of what I'm saying? And the church for years has settled for uniformity. Okay? Now, there's a danger in uniformity because uniformity just means everybody look alike. Right? So we all act a certain way, right? A certain behavior, social norms, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean unity. That just means we dress alike, we think alike. And then it becomes this propensity to disregard people that don't fit our uniform. Right? So when somebody comes in our church that don't look like us, y'all quiet. Or when somebody comes in our church that look like we used to look. When somebody's skirt is just as short as yours used to be. When somebody comes in and smells like a little tequila, a little Patron. Oh, y'all, what's that, Pastor? You speaking in tongues? No, liquor. Y'all make me want to shout right now. Y'all so quiet. Are you with me? You're looking at them all sides. I can't believe. Why? So what they got their pants down? At least they here. That's right. So what they drunk? At least they here. Because the truth is told, God is working on us for something. Right? Even though we know the uniform. Because you can have the uniform on the outside. And ain't got no Jesus on there, in there. Huh? Y'all know, come on now, stop playing with me. I dress like a Christian every Sunday. That don't mean I'm one on the inside every Sunday. Come on, talk back to me. Because the real sense is, I don't want you to be uniform. Unity says, I respect your difference, but still love you. And it's all right for you to be different from me, and it's all right for me to be different from you, and our differences make us better. Here's the genius of the Apple community. I'm almost through. The Apple community became billionaires because not of unity. They wanted to get people with different views into the room together. And Steve Jobs' genius was that if I get enough people from different perspectives in the room, but to get them to get along, we'll come out with the right perspective. Are you with me here? And so what he did was, he celebrated differences, right? Differences in different views, different perspectives, different point of view, but bringing them all together for one cause, right? So wait a minute, let's go Trinitarian now. The Trinitarian is not uniformity, right? God says, I'm still the Father. God says, I'm the progenitor. God says, I am the Father. I'm the one. And Jesus said, just because I died, I'm still the Son. Huh? And the Holy Spirit says, I'm still the one that moves people into being. And you ain't seen the Holy Spirit say, I'm tired of him being the Father. You ain't seen the Son say, man, I wish he'd get down on the cross. They don't understand what I had to go through, and they taking up y'all praising the Father, but I'm the one that died. Huh? Because when you're so connected together in love, it doesn't matter who does what. Only thing that matters is God's agenda. Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you tonight? And I'm trying to tell you, Satan gets nervous when the church gets unified. Huh? My house is different when me and the kids is on one accord. We're a different house. But when we disjointed, you ever been to somebody's house, you can tell they just got that argument? You ever go to somebody's house? You be like, you can just feel it. You can feel it. He trying to hide it by flicking the channels. Come on, y'all, come on now. Y'all come on now, stop. She in the kitchen, cleaning up what she already cleaned up. Hey, baby, ain't no dishes in there. But you can just feel the tension because the house don't have the mojo. Because it ain't unified. But you can walk in the house that ain't got no high-end stuff, but they got unity. And that's why my grandmama's house wasn't nothing but two doors, but I love going to grandmama's house because it was unity in the house. And fried chicken, cornbread, and mac and cheese. Those things help us unify. Are you with me? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Now watch this, y'all. You got to fight to keep unity. You know why? Because we got egos. Right this in your note. I got an ego. I do. I got a way I think stuff should go. I do, and so do you. You can be passive aggressive with your ego. You can be loud like me with your ego. But all of us got an agenda. And guess what you think? Your agenda is best. Am I right? It's hard, church, to put your agenda aside for somebody else. That's hard stuff. Now, kids will help you do that naturally. Once you start having kids, you just start learning how to just put yourself dead. Kids is just the best discipleship mechanism in life. You have some kids, you start learning how to, I forgot what Bob's sneaker looked like. I don't know, what is the new sneaker? I don't know. But are you understand what I'm saying? You have an ego. And the only thing that keeps your ego under control is the Holy Spirit. Right? Just so you know, point number 2. If you still trying to be right, you ain't gonna make it. I've given up the need to be right on every issue. Unity trumps me being right. Okay? Now, clear example, I preached about this Sunday. Shaquille O'Neal's messed up because he'd rather be right than him and Kobe being connected. And even in our family's church, just to go to your church family, in your family, many of us are not in the relationships we need to be with family because you're so busy being right. Okay? And it takes a funeral, and I hear this at every funeral. I hate it at every funeral. This is the first time I get to see everybody together. We're not going to this is going to be the last time this is going to bring us together until the next funeral. Okay? So being right is not necessary when it comes to being unified. Because I realize that some stuff I'm going to have to put my ego aside. Okay? All right, here it is. Now, uniformity is different from, it occurs, watch this, when the mutual indwelling of the Father and Son is in us, right? Let me just stop right there. I'm going to get this quote. It's Joe Gregory's quote. Watch what he said. That the mutual indwelling of the Father and Son is in us. So what's in me is in Deacon Feldman. Right? I have not monopolized God where God is all in me and not in you. The same God that's in my temple is the same God that's in your temple. And the same God that's in your temple. And the same God that's in your temple. And the same God is in your temple. And it's the same God in your temple. And the same God in your temple. Irregardless of how immature we act at times. Hello? Thank God, immaturity does not mean we're not saved. Huh? And all of us have had spiritual temper tantrums where we don't act like what we would possess. Right? So just because your brother or sister is having a moment, that don't mean they don't possess the same thing you possess. Huh? It's funny how I seen my wife. They probably said, I seen this man, I seen my wife. Reverend Crawford tell him, I was the craziest thing in the world. I was in with my friend came in from New York, and my pastor friend Rosa, I said, hey Rosa, this is my man Carter, we in here, we ordered food, then this little thing happened. He said, hey, you a Kappa? And then when he found out he was a Kappa, then they went into a world and left me out like, no, I'm serious. I don't know what happened. It was like, yo, first of all, jokers, I brought y'all together. First of all, I'm paying for this meal, but y'all act like I'm not here. They just this and this. Then he said, I went over here, then I went over here, and then and I said, hey, I invited us together. Because when they found out they possessed the same, y'all, that's what I'm saying. When they realized that they possessed the same mutuality, they disregarded me like I was a foreigner. Am I lying? And I go down just like that. And God saying, if we can do that for human stuff, huh? If we can do that on the human level, if we can do that when you find out somebody was from your neighborhood or went to your high school, are you with me here? Or somebody used to do something, you get a connection. If we can do that in the natural, how much more should it be done when your brother and sister possesses the same power of God the Father and God the Son? Are you with me here? The indwelling Father Son is in them, and we must be swept away. Watch this, y'all. Here's the key to the quote. That the indwelling of the Father and Son is a gift. It's a gift. No one in here purchased it. Huh? You didn't come and say, can I get some of the Father and Son on pump 5? Huh? You didn't go to Target and say, can you direct me to God? Because I want to buy it. I heard it was a sale. God says, if I charged you, you couldn't afford it. God says, I'm way out of your price range. So in order for you to get me, I had to give it to you as a gift. Now here's why we all should be able to get along a little better. All of us receive a gift. None of us can stand up and testify, I deserve God. None of us can say, I have monopolized it, I've earned the right for God to dwell in me. Can I push it just, can I push a little bit out a little bit? Can I be honest with you? I've still done some sin after I met God. I'm not gonna act like all my sin was before Jesus. Y'all quiet over here. I know y'all don't understand. I did some sinning after I met him. Some good sin. Some good sin. That is no cute sin. I just told a little white lie. No, I messed up. Huh? After I met him. And I'm glad that he didn't take back the gift. Come on, y'all. Because you've been with folks that took stuff back from you the moment you didn't do what they wanted them to do. And because of this gift, it keeps me humble. Fight against the notion of thinking you deserve it. And it'll help you have grace for somebody. I'm almost done. This is my last point. Watch what it says. This is, well, how do you remain? Watch what it says. This is verse 22. And the glory which you gave me, I have given them, that they may be one just as we are one. Watch this. He's saying now, in order for you to do this oneness, you can't do this by yourself. You got to do this by looking at the glory that I gave you. He is now predicting in advance the glory that God is going to give to his people. He's saying in a nutshell that if they keep their eyes on me and you, they'll be able to flow with each other. But the moment they take their eyes off us, because when your eyes ain't on God, guess who's on? We think it's on Satan, it ain't on Satan. It's on you. It's on what I want. What's best for me. Me, myself, and I. I'm done now. But God said, if you're going to make it in this spiritual walk, when it comes to dealing, right, with our relationship in jobs, life, you always must do it through the lens of me. Now that's challenging. Here it is, and I'm done. You remember the story, this I'm talking now. You remember the story? Jesus leaves the disciples. Says, y'all go on to the other side. You remember? As Jesus goes out on the other side, a storm breaks out. The storm was so vicious. Jesus comes, walking on the water. Huh? He's walking on the very thing that has everybody afraid. Peter crazy. You know Peter from the hood. You ever bring your family in from the hood? And you gotta tell them, like, we got sound requirements here. You gotta calm down. you ever bring them in, they don't know that. Well, you can't be barbecuing 3 in the morning. God, it's up there. It's only 60 degrees one day. They have barbecue like it's whole nother situation. Watch what it says. Hey, if it's you, bid me to come out where you are. You know what it says? The Bible says that Peter's eyes was fixed on Jesus. And the verse says, as long as his eyes was on Jesus. Y'all with me here? He was able to walk on it. Huh? Here it is. You'll be surprised what you can do if you keep your eyes on him. Huh? The mistake Peter makes is as he was walking on the water, he thought it was him.
Right.
So he looked down at the very thing that he used to walk on, and the Bible said he began to sink. He didn't sink because he couldn't swim. He didn't swim. He sunk for one particular reason. Y'all got it here. And you better understand, and I better understand, as much as walking as we go, it's only because we got our eyes on him. Are you with me here? And if we're going to keep walking, keep loving enemies, keep being the Christian that God has designed to be in spiritual maturity and life, it only happens one way, when I keep my eyes on Jesus Christ. Come on, let's give God praise for the word of the Lord today. All right, we're going to rest on our feet tonight.
Oh, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Woo, woo. Hey, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Good stuff. Lord, have people say I'm crazy.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes. You got that right. Hit that on the head, that on the head.
Lord have mercy. Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Give you praise. Give you praise. Woo. Lord have mercy. Jesus. Oh, right there. Jesus.
Now, there's certain things I do, and I got to start explaining theologically why I do it. When I ask you to pray for your neighbor, that's not something I'm doing as a fellow. That's something I'm doing because, as a community, people need to know that somebody's praying for them.
Come on.
Now, here's what I've discovered, church. That when you're the spiritual one in the family, people always think you straight. People don't be praying, he good. And so this is the place we can come and just for a few minutes, a few seconds, without even having to tell nobody what's going on. Ain't no gossip, nothing. This is a place where you know somebody just for a few seconds gonna pray for you, and now they gotta know your issue. So do me a favor, for the next 30 seconds, just pray for the hand you hold to the right. Just pray. Father, just pray. Just pray. Just pray for them. Pray for them. Pray for their health. Pray for the unspoken issues. Go to God for family, things that concern us, the stressors, triggers, anxieties, fears. Lord, just touch them, touch. Help us, Lord, readjust our focus. Put our focus on you. Father, pray for this hand I'm holding. We hear the body, but sometimes there are things that are going on in our addresses or in our homes or in our lives or in our jobs that we don't always articulate. But I believe, God, you said in your word that we're stronger together.
Yes.
So, Father, I ask right now, you be with this hand I'm holding. Come on, squeeze it just a little bit. Just give them supernatural strength and divine enablement to be able to handle the adversity or life God has issued them. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Father, bring us together as one. Come on, sir. Bring us together
Oh, God.
as one church, one body. Lord, if the world can do it in the gang, surely we can do it in the church.
Yes.
Thank you that we have the gift of you. Lord, none of us deserve this precious gift. Thank God you gave it to us.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
Thank God that you
Thank you, Lord.
saved our souls.
Oh, Lord.
Now, Lord, I'm asking right now that you'll keep our eyes on you. Not on our egos, not our desires, but our eyes on you, the author and the finisher of our faith. Father, we love you tonight. Give us all traveling mercies as we go. Because we trust the best is yet to come. In Jesus' name we pray. If you love the Lord, say amen. Amen. Say amen again. Amen. One more time. Come on, give God the praise before we leave here tonight. Yeah. Before you leave, hug somebody, say, I got your back. Amen. We can do everybody. I got it. I got it.